News Live at 5:30.
A lot of times, if that information's not gotten out there immediately, things can be lost and that person may never be found.
A missing or abducted child is a parent's worst nightmare, and now Facebook is using the power of social media to help. Thank you for joining us tonight. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children is teaming up with Facebook to send out Amber Alerts. Representatives say this will help because the chances of finding a missing child increase when more people are on the lookout, especially within the first couple hours. Valley News Team's Nicole Johnson shows us how this will impact our community.
Facebook. Almost 200,000 people from Fargo are on it. Nationally, it's millions.
It was thanks to Facebook that tips came in.
A tool Aubrey Millar feels passionate about.
We didn't know where to go or who to turn to.
Millar started this Facebook group, North Dakota Lost and Missing, after her uncle, Jack Scholl, went missing in 2013.
It's terrible. It's heart-wrenching. There's so many unknowns. You just want answers. You want to know what's going on.
Scholl was later found dead, but Millar is on a mission through Facebook to help others who have missing loved ones, which is why Millar is excited about Facebook jumping on board with Amber Alert.
The sooner people know about a missing status, the sooner they're able to, share or get that information out there.
And then we can change if we want that Fargo plus 10 miles.
The unique thing about Facebook's new alerts, Kelly Falk, a social media coordinator, says they are targeted at certain people.
The most important thing is getting that message to the right people, not necessarily, a mass audience, but to those people that are going to share this and really help to find that missing child.
The new feature is focused on children. For law enforcement to issue an Amber Alert, they must prove it's someone under 17 and they have been abducted by a stranger. While Millar says this is a major win for parents, she says there's a long way to go using social media to find missing people.
I have a motto of never give up, never lose hope, and I hope that I can just help to be that voice.
Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Currently, there are 2 active Amber Alerts, one in Arkansas and one in Mississippi. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children credits Amber Alerts for helping recover more than 700 lost children. Speaking of social media, we encourage you to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed and stay informed throughout the entire day. A Moorhead woman is in jail after police found meth, marijuana, prescription pills, and cash. The search warrant was carried out at a home on 3rd Avenue South and 13th Street this morning. The homeowner, Heather Lill, was arrested on several drug charges. Police found almost $1,400 cash and say the street value of the drugs is estimated at more than $10,000. Police found 48 grams of meth, nearly 6 grams of marijuana, and prescription hydrocodone pills. The Beltrami County Sheriff's Office is looking for a woman they're calling a person of interest in a home invasion and robbery near Wilton, Minnesota. That's just northwest of Bemidji. Authorities want to find Reba Brown. She's also wanted on an outstanding misdemeanor warrant in Beltrami County. Authorities say the home invasion happened just after midnight on December 29th. 3 others have already been arrested. If you know anything about Brown, call the Beltrami County Sheriff's Office at 218-333-9111. After another cold day, we're even more eager for a warm-up. Let's check in with meteorologist Robert Hahn for a first look. Robert?
Yeah, it was warmer in terms of temperatures today, but we had some breezy south winds out there, anywhere from 10 to 25 miles per hour with some stronger gusts that certainly made it feel rather cold for much of the day. Temperatures right now mostly into the lower teens, including here in Fargo at 13 degrees, 12 in Grand Forks and Devils Lake, 17 down in Sisseton, a couple of single digits out there at Thief River Falls, and Roseau at 9. You factor in those winds, and we've still got some south winds out there around 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wind chill of -2 here in Fargo, 7 below Roseau, 1 below in Detroit Lakes. No wind chill advisories for the rest of the evening and none anticipated over the next 5 to 7 days. A touch of snow well off to our south and southeast, expected to stay there. We did have a few flurries across portions of the southern valley, including here in the Fargo-Moorhead area earlier this afternoon. Here in Fargo, as we head through the rest of the evening, temperatures steady to slowly dropping, but we'll still see those south breezes giving us a wind chill hovering right at or a bit below zero as we head through the next several hours. Even warmer temperatures and a few more snow chances on that 7-day forecast. We'll show that all to you coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Robert. Firefighters are reminding you to check the outer exhaust coming from your furnaces. 2 Minnesota women, ages 53 and 56, were found dead in their Lindstrom, Minnesota home from carbon monoxide poisoning. Officers responded after one of the women's co-workers reported she hadn't been to work since Thursday. One of the first officers to the home was treated for carbon monoxide exposure, and a preliminary investigation shows extreme levels of carbon monoxide inside the home. Firefighters found the exhaust pipe for the furnace was plugged with soot and ice. Investors continue to guess where oil is going next. Oil tumbled nearly 4% yesterday, and some oil watchers believe prices could plunge as low as $30 a barrel due to oversupply and sluggish demand. If those predictions are accurate, it could also mean gas in the U.S. might not go above $3 again. Though that's great news for drivers, it could have a catastrophic impact on the North Dakota oil industry and businesses locally that support it. Coming up on Valley News Live at 6, how businesses are preparing and what North Dakota lawmakers are doing this session to adjust budgets. There's a push in the North Dakota legislature to grant immunity in the case of some drug offenses. The Good Samaritan bill would provide immunity to those who seek help for someone who may be overdosing. Supporters say it would save lives because drug users often flee the scene out of fear of getting caught, so a person in desperate need would not get medical help.
This bill would say that it's more important to save a life than to be able to charge someone for a drug offense. And I think that is true.
Only one person spoke in opposition to the bill, saying that immunity should be given on a case-by-case basis and decided by a prosecutor. Senate Democrats have thrown down the gauntlet when it comes to paying for Minnesota roads and bridges, with a bill that would ask drivers and consumers for more money out of pocket. The House Republican plan proposed last week included more money for roads and bridges without raising taxes. And the most controversial part of the Senate Democrats' bill is a 6.5% sales tax on gas at the wholesale level, which would fluctuate with the price of fuel instead of just how many gallons you use. The Democrats say, although many don't want to hear about more taxes, it's a plan that will actually work.
With more fuel-efficient vehicles, with non-gas vehicles, we have to figure out some other way to support this system. And a per-gallon gas tax just doesn't do it anymore.
The Senate bill also calls for license tab fees to go up a 0.5 percentage point. It's a hit-and-run crash in the truest sense of the term. The driver of an SUV hit the interstate divider and took off running. It happened in Fargo this morning on I-29 at 13th Avenue, a very high-traffic area. The vehicle, a white Explorer, has a fair amount of damage. But when patrol investigators got there, no one was around. There were some foot tracks leading from the wreck. Fargo police tried to figure out where they led and followed them for a short distance. But with little snow on the ground, the tracks disappeared. People at the YMCA are working hard to replenish food and blankets for area shelters. They say the donations tend to drop after the holidays, so the annual Food and Fleece Drive is happening now through Friday. The event is put on by AmeriCorps volunteers. School-aged kids and the volunteers put together no-sew blankets with the fleece donations. Right now, there are 42 people on the AmeriCorps team, but the program director says they're always looking for more.
The biggest thing, we would obviously like people that have experience with children, but on the same token, we're looking for people with a desire to volunteer and give back to their community. So people that have that desire, regardless of your age, as long as you are 17 years or older, we would love to have you.
To join AmeriCorps, you have to give a one-year commitment, and members get a monthly living allowance and an educational award. One area college is trying to get kids interested in science by having fun, hands-on experiments. Concordia Science Academy does shows for kids while letting them get an up-close look at how things work. The college group partners with schools and the library to do their demonstrations.
Basically, what we're trying to do with the Concordia Science Academy is just give kids a positive science experience. Get these kids out, get out there, meet these kids, and show them science is fun, education and entertainment together.
You can find out what schools they're visiting or contact them for a group event by clicking on the hot button at valleynewslive.com.